Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. Well, we are doing a lazy day today. In fact, I didn't even set up my title right. I have to fix my title and my banner and stuff. But anyway, we're just kind of doing a live chat. So pardon the title that says Surveillance as a Service until we get that fixed. But anyway, we have Ricky and we have Ashton on right now. So greetings,
Hello.
guys. I think Ashton muted himself, which is cool because he's got a house full of barking dogs, and Ashton is the banana man, so... Alright, let me go ahead and fix the title. You guys go ahead and talk about whatever you want to talk about for a few minutes while I fix the title. So, how's it guys doing?
I don't have just a house full of dogs, I have a house full of people.
Oh, and because you're getting ready for a crawfish boil.
And also
yeah.
a
TV. Alright, so we were trying to decide beforehand. If any of you guys have been to a crawfish boil and you've been in the north and you've been in the south, tell me, is the crayfish or crawfish, as we... call them up here in Pennsylvania, they give those streams. Is that the same thing you guys are boiling? I don't know. Somebody let me know.
Let me go outside.
Yeah, if you can go show me what they look like, I can tell you. That'd be pretty cool. So I'm intrigued by this whole crawfish boil thing, Which I'm not a big fan of seafood, but,
Now, let's see what the crawfish looks like.
All right.
Oh, this would be good.
Maybe we should all just join Ashton down wherever he's at for a crawfish boil. Should we just do that?
Oh my God! Dad, show me that again. Show me that again.
What do we got?
Oh,
that's a car full of... All right, where's PETA? Where's PETA?
Those things are huge. All
right, let's see those again. All right, yeah.
Yep. Also, everybody in the chat, just letting you know, July 27th, 9 a.m., I will be doing a live Gen 2 install with Surge, so keep a lookout for that.
Cool, yeah. You going to schedule it on your channel?
Yeah, it's on my channel.
Cool. Very cool, very cool. All right.
Yeah,
so, Silaba Boy is here. Greetings. Yashua Patil. Hello there. Yes, we are streaming now, obviously, as you've figured out by now. Why waste time by saying it's live? What?
I wish we had like split view on iPhone so that
Kitty's AWOL. Oh, Vince, do you want a link, Vince? Let me know.
This guy's doing a live stream, and you can email him and get on the live stream.
All right, what's the best online hosting solution to use?
Yes.
By best meaning cheap. All right, so I don't actually experiment with like the free online hosting because usually they're very limited.
This is my little sister.
Hello, how are you, little sister?
Hello.
But what you want to, if you're looking for a hosting company, you want to avoid anything under the Endurance International Group, EIG. So they own Bluehost, they own HostGator, and about 50, 60, 70, 80 other hosting providers. You want to completely avoid them. Their servers are overcrowded. Their tech completely sucks. I use A2 hosting right now. Their support has not been as good as it has been in the past. But I still stick with them, and they do still solve issues pretty quickly. I also support InMotion hosting and SiteGround. So those are the three that I would look to. There's cheaper ones out there, but if the problem with going super cheap is you oftentimes get what you pay for in the hosting world. So that's that.
Hey, hello, pizza.
Hey, pizza. Yes, pizza. I will send you the link on Skype. Pizza.
Pizza. We had pizza last night for dinner.
Don't eat pizza. Pizza's cool. Don't eat pizza. All right. Syllaba Boy asks Ricky. Syllaba Boy asks you if your stream is going to be 70 hours, Ricky.
No. At the most, it's going to be at the least 2 hours.
Okay.
2 hours is all. 2 hours is all I need for me and for the live installation and for Surge to talk about Gen 2.
Okay.
That's
Now, are you doing like raw Gen 2 or are you doing like Calculate?
It's going to be raw Gen 2 on a virtual machine.
Okay, cool. So now half asleep. All right. Should really be in bed. Well, then go back to bed, Sleepy. Because it's really early, like really late where you are now, I think, right? Pizza, I sent you the link. I got to keep my email line open over here in case anybody else emails me. You guys remind me every now and again, check my email, make sure it's good. But. All right, so we're doing a live chat today instead of anything specifically planned. Mostly, I mean, it was scraping the bottom of the barrel just to get the news out today, last night. But also, I just have a bunch of other little tiny things that I'm still working on right now. And I have an interesting video idea for the channel that if it won't be tomorrow, it's going to be next week. And it's going to be a justification for why am I so paranoid. It's hopefully it's going to be a pretty neat one. But we'll see. We'll see when I can get that. I don't know if it's going to happen today or not because I'm also working on a big documentary type video for my other channel as well, which I'd at least like to have the essays and stuff done for. So I have a lot going on. So that's why we're doing that. And with that being said, yeah, 2:37 a.m. your time. Ugh, that's late.
Me, I'm about like an hour behind you.
Pizza is on Brave browser and loving it. All right. Incognito mode uses the Tor network. Pizza, there is a warning, even from the Brave people, about the Tor network on Brave is not particularly a good instance of the Tor network. Just be aware of that. But the Brave guys tell you that too.
It does. I mean, if you want a good solution for the Tor network, you have two options: either Tails or the Tor browser itself.
Or Unix or Cubes. All of those do the Tor browser correctly. So what the Tor browser does correctly, when it works correctly, it defingerprints your system. So Tails completely defingerprints. They can tell you're on Tails, but everybody using Tails looks identical. Cubes, the Tor browser bundle, and Unix will also all do a lot of the defingerprinting, which is all good stuff. That's why those are the ones you want to use. Now, of course, on my phone, wherever my phone is, I actually use Tor on my as the basic system for my phone, which is cool. No issues there. But it's just it's I don't use that for a lot. It's just a backup security. Greetings, Pizza. Oh, Pizza just left.
Also, I did a little research on my Samsung Galaxy S9, Tom, and I found something that I'm not happy about. It has a Snapdragon processor in it, meaning AI cannot unlock that bootloader in it.
Not cool. Not cool at all. All right.
So essentially, until my next phone upgrade, I am locked into that ecosystem.
Ooh.
Pizza's back. Someone ordered pizza. All right. So Tax Action BK, can you elaborate more on Bluehost a little bit? All right. So Bluehost was one of these ones like Bluehost, HostGator. These companies started as amazing companies. And back, in fact, about 15 years ago, when I first put my first website online, I used Bluehost. I used them for about 5 years, and then they just went downhill bad. No, Pizza, we cannot hear you. They just went super downhill bad. But Pizza, my indicator says your mic is muted on your end, so check your mic. So with Bluehost, they started great. They went really bad, and then I started looking around, and I jumped over to HostGator. And then HostGator did great, and then all of a sudden they just went really bad. I'm like, what is going on here? Well, I dug into it, and what happened is that Bluehost was purchased by EIG. Now, when EIG gets something, they are they get it very silently. They never change the branding. Unless you go hunting for who this company owns, you don't ever know they own it, because they keep all the branding independent. What they do is they allow their servers to get overcrowded, which is what caused GoDaddy to suck so bad a while back, and even still to a degree today. They overcrowded the servers, and then they lay off their entire support line. So if you try and contact support for Bluehost, you are going to be on the phone for a few hours, and then you're going to be talking with somebody who's so stupid that you will have no ability to communicate what is actually going on, and then they're going to keep on telling you to do simple things like, oh, refresh your browser or reset your cache, all the basic type of stuff, and it's going to take you hours to actually get anything fixed. On top of that, the EIG groups are still some of the only hosting companies out there that you have to pay for SSLs, and the last time I tried to get an SSL installed, over a week passed, they still didn't get it installed, and I emailed them back and said forget about it, and that's when I jumped ship and moved, because there's no reason to go to a Bluehost, HostGator, or anything owned by EIG. They don't support free SSLs. They don't support you installing your own SSLs. There's too many issues with the company to just avoid them. Save yourself the headache and avoid them.
Can you guys hear me now?
Hey, we can hear you now, Pizza.
Yep. Okay, for some reason I got error from Hangout saying that that there's something wrong with my webcam.
Oh, fun.
That is not good, Pizza.
What browser are you on?
That's weird.
Chromium. I was just
Chromium.
on Brave, but then that didn't work. I couldn't hear anything on Brave, so I jumped to Chromium.
Well, our indicator said your mic was muted, though.
Yeah, I think it mutes
Interesting.
it by default now.
Huh,
I don't
okay.
know why.
Yeah, okay. Well, we can hear you anyway.
Oh, by the way, Tom, how's Arch Labs working for you?
It's just fine. I would like to jump off of it and put something else over here, but I too much production creeped into that system, so I gotta do a lot. I have to do a big comprehensive backup to make sure everything's working before I
Yeah.
Who wants to see an
jump
old
ship from it.
phone?
The Zorn OS team sent me a review copy of Ultimate.
Oh, cool. How was it?
Really?
It's really good, actually.
Cool. Are you doing a video?
No, I'm going to soon. Usually GNOME feels sluggish, but somehow, despite how heavily customized GNOME is, it doesn't feel sluggish.
Look at this old phone.
Oh,
Oh my lord, that is old.
I have an old
Yeah.
phone, but my webcam isn't working, so I
think
can't
this
show
was
it
my
to
big
you.
sister's, I think.
Be right
I don't know if you heard, but did you hear that iTunes is dead?
Yeah,
I heard iTunes.
Yeah, I think they. I mean, they didn't. It didn't really die. They just cut it up like a starfish and all the different individual
Yeah.
components or
Yeah,
something.
they just
So-
kinda,
Yeah.
they didn't kill it. They just filleted it.
Now, what does that mean for podcasts that were on iTunes?
Basically, the podcasts have, from what I've gathered, they have moved all the podcasts to a podcasts app. There's a
Okay.
podcast app that you can get, and you can still get the podcasts on that.
All right, let me check because I know I do my podcasts on my other channel. Actually, do go into iTunes, so I'm wondering if all those links are still the same or not. I don't know. I should just go grab an Apple device and test my links. I guess I don't know.
I can't work out the webcam issue.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, I was having an
This right
issue.
here is why I'm not
I was having
using my
issue with
laptop.
mine.
It's just
Oh, what do you got there?
What is that?
like why I'm not using my laptop for this
Yeah.
thing because like the internet sucks back here.
SiteGround or
Like the-
Bluehost. Bluehost do support free SSLs basic. Not to my knowledge, unless they've changed something. SiteGround does. Bluehost, to my knowledge, last time I knew, they did not. SiteGround is a good company. Why don't you call them both up on the support line and figure out how long it takes you to get to a support tech? I actually sometimes do that when I'm choosing a company or something. If it's down to between two companies, I'll actually call their support line and see how long I'm on hold. Like, if you call their sales, you're going to get somebody instantly. They will instantly get somebody over to sales because they're trying to sell their stuff. But the question is, how well is their support? And no one has good, perfect support, you know?
Hey, I got my
Honestly,
webcam
Weber-
working.
Weber-
Hey,
Oh,
webcam's
there
there.
you
Hey,
are.
Steve, if you want to
It
jump
turns
on, shoot me an email on the contact form if you want to jump on. We're going to be covering some weird news in a little bit here when our conversation
out-
goes stale.
Can't-
It
Wait.
turns out my webcam just wasn't plugged in all the way. It was only like plugged in halfway.
Pizza,
So,
is it
like,
is it plugged in? Did you turn it on and off again?
Yeah, it was plugged in halfway, so the system like detected something, but it wasn't
It was
receiving
just like
any
there's
input
something
because
there.
it
I
was
just don't know what it is.
yeah, because it wasn't plugged in all the way. Also, be right back. My mom texted me to check her flat iron.
All right. Flat iron. It's like a pan for cooking.
Oh.
All right. Check out the support. Yep. Yeah, check those out. SiteGround, I've always had better luck with. Ooh, what is that? Cool.
Look at this curved monitor.
Ooh. I tried a curved monitor once. I took that thing back in a day. It was like a nightmare. I hated that thing.
I'm
I like
I
this
think
thing. This
I
thing
think
serves me
curved
well.
works well if they're really large. Like this one's I think a 27-inch curved. It was just bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is a 27. This one served me well though.
Yeah. All right. Shall we jump into the weird news, or should we wait for pizza to get back? Oh, Steve's finally eating breakfast. Hey, man, I had me some bacon and eggs.
We about to have less with Crawford.
Hello, Baboon2. Greetings. Another weird news. It's snowing nonstop in northern Italy. That's not normal, considering it's a Mediterranean climate and it's June. That is not normal. I'll tell you though, when I moved out to to a desert, right? I'm in a high plains desert. Now, one guy that came to interview at the place, he stepped off the plane, looked around, got right back on the plane, and flew back to Denver. They were telling me about him. He never showed up for his interview. He was like, "No, I'm out of here, Jan." But I get up there, and it's like it's interesting because in the summer, I mean, it's like 95 degrees, but it's dry heat. You literally, I've lived in moist heat. I've lived in dry heat. I'll tell you, dry heat. 95 dries. That's not bad, actually. Just stay a little out of the sun. But man, I'm driving down through Denver. It's in June. It's on summer break, and I'm heading back east. And I go down. I had a friend that was in Denver. No, actually, no. This was the trip. I think. Where was I going? Yeah, I was. No, this was a different one. I was going through Denver to take 70 across the country instead of 80, just for a different change in scenery. I'm driving through Denver in like the middle of June, and it's a blizzard. I'm like, really? It's a blizzard, and I don't know. All right. Okay. Let's see. Hello, Lamer Linux. Greetings. Uh-oh. Yeah, Vince is stalking Steve's very own. There you go, guys. And Babuntu is as well. All right, shall we jump into weekly weird news?
Yep.
Pizza completely vanished on us.
Pizza just dropped out.
Yeah. Oh well. Let's go ahead and let me find my article view there, so you guys can see what we're looking at. All right. Number 1, Arizona man builds a pyramid from 1,030,315 pennies.
What?
That's $10,000 in pennies, guys. If you're keeping track. Of course, he did this as to pass the Guinness Book of World Records because the previous holder was just over 1 million pennies. He's like, I can do better. I think all he did is maybe just put one more layer at the bottom, you know? So,
Wow.
yeah, this is in Arizona. Any Arizona guys? Let us know. Arizona in the comments? Any Arizonas? All right. Hey, pizza's back. Greetings. All right.
So I meant to disable my webcam for a sec, but I accidentally hung up.
You dropped it.
Oh, whoops. All right, so let's see. The way I build it takes 11 pennies, made a little stack, and just place them on the ground. There's no glue and no adhesives or anything. Free stacking pennies. 1,030,315 unglued pennies. That's insane. Anyone from Arizona? Let us know. All right, any Texans in the crowd? Any Texans? Texas cop finds live rooster in a truck at traffic stop. Alrighty.
That pennies thing,
Yeah.
it reminds me, the other day, my teacher is giving out free pop sockets, which is like those things that you attach to your phone and you could use them as a grip in a phone stand.
Uh-huh.
Well, mine wouldn't stick on because I forgot to clean my phone case, so I super glued it onto my phone, but then it broke, so now I have this on the back of my phone case that I have to live with.
Super glue will come off with rubbing alcohol, though.
Oh.
So apparently this chicken was actually in like the tool shed, like the toolbox in the back of the truck. You've seen the trucks with the toolbox on the back, right? So yeah, he opened the thing up. I guess he's hearing some squawking or something. Wait, hold on. I gotta get the chicken. All right. So yeah, he's a reckless driver. He was located. A DWI investigation was conducted, and the driver ultimately arrested for suspicion of driving while intoxicated. During the inventory of the vehicle, a rooster had been hobbled and was located in the back truck bed toolbox. Okay, so anyone down there in Texas? What are y'all doing with your roosters in your truck? Yeah.
I wonder what my cat would do if I unplugged these headphones and started using these speakers, and then she heard Switch's rooster sounds. I wonder what my cat would do.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Anyone looking for jobs? Any job hunters out there? A website is hiring a pool hop to travel the country reviewing hotel pools. Sign me up. How can I know? What is this paid? $10,000 plus travel. Hotels.com says the candidate will be paid $10,000 plus travel and lodging expenses. Dude, that is the job I want. Couple that with a YouTube career. You can be up there, get some waterproof GoPros, be doing the review of the pool in it, I'm telling you guys, I just launched somebody's career. If anybody wants to have a good job, that is your good job right there. So I guess visit hotels.com, look for the pool, the pool reviewer job, and go for it, man.
I wouldn't want to touch a pool in a 1-star hotel.
Yeah, that would be a little creepy. Now, all right, guys, we have to stop and have a little discussion. I want to know the worst hotels you guys have ever been in. I have 2 that are cataloged as Sleazebag Inn 1 and Sleazebag Inn 2. So go, tell me your fun hotel stories, anybody.
So when I went to California, on the way back, we stopped at this hotel called the Seven Feathers in Oregon, and it's supposed to have a pool, but I think the pool closed down. The food was really bad, and we took a black light on the bed, and let's just say we're never going there again.
Ew.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't had any bad hotel experiences.
All right.
I mean, I can't think of any.
I will admit, though, that when we did black light the beds, only one of them was bad. The other one was okay.
Yeah, just wipe the sheets off of that one. All right, Ricky,
Yeah.
any bad hotel experiences?
Not really. I mean, every hotel that I've been to has been fine.
Yeah, so I mean, I've done a fair amount of travel in my days, and I've stayed, and I don't mind staying at lower end hotels. In fact, one of the most interesting hotel stories. I was doing the academic software sales for that company. Well, they sent me to Westchester, Colorado, which is like a week after that girl had been murdered. And so you're walking down the street and you're still seeing signs for this girl poster around. Like, I was in that city. The company put me up at this hotel is like $200, $300, $400 a night, whatever it was, because our conference was there. And it was like fancy and glorious. It was all right. I left that hotel and I said, hey, can you come back to Denver on Monday? This was, I think the conference ended on a Friday or a Saturday. They said, hey, can you come back to the conference, back to Denver on Monday? And I'm like, well, either you guys are going to have to pay the mileage back home and back here, or if you guys want, you guys can buy a hotel room for me and I'll buy the food for me. So we'll kind of split the business expenses. They said, oh yeah, do that. I said, I'll get a cheap hotel. I don't care. So I go and stay at a little Red Roof Inn, which I prefer that one anyway, because the fancy hotel, you got to pay for everything, including Wi-Fi. Free hotel, free breakfast, we have Wi-Fi, and it's like, yeah, just don't shine a black light on the beds, That's all right. But the worst hotels I've been in, one of those is in, I think it was in Goodland, Kansas. Whatever city has the giant 150-foot tall Van Gogh painting in the middle of the field in Kansas. See, Kansas does have some interesting things. That city there, we stayed at the hotel that's right next to the Walmart. That was the sleaziest Walmart I've ever been in. And that says something. And the hotel was sleazier than the Walmart. It was bad. It was ugly. We go down for the continental breakfast. They didn't even have water. They had like a little juice machine. And they had, it was gross. It was weird. But the worst I stayed in, our plane was late coming into Detroit, so the airport puts us up at a hotel in downtown Detroit. I get into the room, and I hear this water running. The toilet's running in this room, and there's a note. Maintenance is aware of the noisy toilet.
Oh my god.
So I fixed the toilet for him because I wasn't trying to sleep in a hotel room with a noisy toilet. Oh, I remember I did not open the covers of that thing. It was nasty. Oh man, that was a sleazebag inn if ever there were one. Right.
I found the website for Seven Feathers.
Oh sweet.
This is the hotel we stayed in.
In other news, I love my wallpaper.
Let's see. This is the room I stayed in. So imagine if you took this right here and it's a very small room, as you could see, and
It's not even like a full length bed.
Yeah, exactly. My brother and I had to share a bed. Wait, yeah, these are supposed to. Oh, this is the pet room. Never mind. There's one that isn't for pets. Hold on. Yeah, this is a pet-friendly one. Here it is. Here it is. This is the one we stayed in. I mean, a 3D view is kind of cool, but
They
still,
should
these
have
rooms.
spent their
Looks
money
like
on
a
cleaning
picture
the
of the room.
rooms. Yeah, they should have spent
Yeah.
their money on cleaning the rooms instead of the 3D view.
But yeah, this is what we were in. So my brother and I, we were going to share a bed. My mom and my stepdad and then my brother and I were gonna share a bed, but then we shined the black light, and let's just say my brother and I were sleeping on the floor after we saw the black light.
When
God,
when
how
the
bad was
floor is cleaner than the bed, you found a bad hotel. All right, let's see what else we
And
got.
let's see the bathroom here.
It's
just-
Anybody from Arizona or not Arizona, Alabama? Any Alabamans in here? Anybody in Alabama? Be on the lookout for the big python that's on the loose.
Oh my.
Wait, what?
Authorities in Alabama
Wait,
warning residents to be on the alert for a 15-foot yellow python spotted slithering loose in the area.
Nope.
The
Hey,
snake
at
was
least-
reported. Yeah, the snake was reported missing in the Acadia subdivision of Tuscaloosa, excuse me, and the serpent had been spotted in the area 3 times since Monday. If anyone happens to see the python, please call 911 and give the best location or whereabouts, and please keep your children away.
At least the world's best programming language is walking around.
This is very true. This is very true. Yes, be on the lookout for a script kitty running loose in Alabama. Oh, my cat just looked at me. He's like, "Script kitty? Are you a script kitty?" Yeah. All right. Let's see. Arizona man, not Florida man. Well, we have 1 or 2 Florida men in here. I think we had more from Texas than from Florida, I think.
Oh my god, I didn't even know the Florida.
That makes sense because Texas is the second most populated state behind California. Why is?
Yeah, but Florida has the most crazy news.
Are you kidding me? My webcam went out again.
Really? Is it plugged
Yeah.
in? Did you turn it on and off again?
Yeah. Well, I plugged it in earlier.
Sleepy got bed bugs in the Philippines once.
Oh my.
Time wife and I went to the Wisconsin Dells together, but I don't remember the name of the. Not a chain for sure. The beds were rock hard. Ooh. My cat weighs a ton. I don't know.
Oof.
Fred's question: which hotels did bad experiences with you? Sounds like every city in London and America. No place to come. Is that Windows 10? Pizza might be on Windows 10, right? Are you on Windows Pizza?
No,
Oh, you're not.
Zorin OS.
Oh, you're on Zorin. Okay. So now I don't think anyone here is running
Yeah,
Windows.
he's on Zorin. I'm on.
I don't know.
Well,
Ricky, you're
oh,
on
well,
Windows?
I'm on my Linux Mint computer. My Windows 10 computer is on the other side of the room.
Pizza tax action tells you have way too much tech. You need to get out more. He thinks.
Wow.
I'm on an iPhone.
All right.
I have too much tech. Well, I get a lot of exercise because I have to walk to and from school,
Yeah.
and I always
Yeah.
walk to the farmers market every Sunday.
Ooh.
Ah,
I've
I
not stopped
see.
at our farmers market yet this year. I need to do that. Just one steak in Alabama?
There's this
Is there
really
two
good
now?
farmers market in my area. I'm not gonna say where because someone could get my location.
Yeah.
But
Don't do that.
there's these really good biscuit place, and you can get 2 giant biscuits in gravy for only $8,
That's
and they're like really big, and it's really good. And then there's this bagel place, and the bagels are alright. I wish they're kind of hard to chew. That's my issue with them. They're kind of hard bagels. So, but I honestly like Safeway bagels better. But yeah, and last time I went, there's this new place where you could get baked empadas. I think that's how you pronounce them. For
What's
only,
empada?
it's like those like South American things. They're like I'll put one in Google Images, but I think someone might know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, one of the alleged farmers markets we have, I picked up a pepper there, and it had a sticker from Norway. And I really wanted to meet this Amish guy that brought this pepper all the way over from Norway. But you know.
So,
all right, let's jump over to the next one. Oh yes, do you have it pulled up real quick?
yeah.
All right, let's go.
So I was going to get one, but it was a new place I hadn't seen before, and I already spent all my money, so I wasn't able to get one. But here it is.
Ooh, that looks good.
There. This is what an empada is.
So it's like a pie shell. What's inside of it? It's a pie shell with what?
Meat, I think.
Meat.
So.
What do you want What do you want with your meat sandwich? Meat.
So yeah, there's.
Oh, I remember the password.
So yeah, they're selling them for $4.
Huh. I'll have to try making those sometime. I do have a really good pie shell recipe. I'll give that a try. That sounds fun.
We have Blue Apron. Sorry.
Yep. Let's see. Cat Gamer, hello. Anna Rita, greetings. Richard Addison, how's it going there? Greetings and salutations to you. Sorry if I'm late, but wife took over. Hey, no problem, no problem. All right. Yes, we are on weird news for the day, and we are on an open chat. So, all right, next weird news article. This is Florida. We gotta watch out, Florida. Spider-Man spotted pressure washing a roof in Florida. It's rain.
Spider-Man. Wait, did I hear that right?
Yes, you did.
Okay, good. That if I didn't hear it right and I was just singing Spider-Man, that would have been weird.
Yeah. Skip that.
I'm resetting.
Okay, so yeah, it is. This is it. I mean, there's a guy in a Spider-Man suit pressure washing a roof in Florida during a rainstorm. Oh yeah, look at that bad boy.
Down came the rain and washed the spider out.
So, Ricky, what would possess a man in Florida to do such a thing?
The only thing I could think of, he must have been extremely bored. And I'm like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna cosplay as Spider-Man and just wash a window.
Sure. Why not? We're making Anna Rita hungry, guys. Be careful. All right. Yes, there's the Florida Man post. Yep. All right. Oh yeah. Okay. This is. Oh Lord. Minor leaguers sport dad bod jerseys, including back hair. Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh. Now, you hear that expression, karma's, female dog, right? My friend and I, we used to go to the water park. We were kids, 12, 13 years old, of course. And we'd make fun of all the guys with these hairy backs because, that's so nasty, all that kind of stuff. And because of all of that, I unfortunately have this hairy, nasty back. And so, bleh. But, minor league. Would you buy one of these and wear one of these? Anybody?
We're one of what?
No.
One of these jerseys. Nope. I think we should get one of these for pizza. What do you think?
No.
No.
Nope. Nope.
And this is Northern Kentucky. Anybody from Kentucky watching? Kentucky guys, this is what you guys are up to.
I'd like to thank Kentucky for Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yes. Kentucky Fried Chicken. That is.
Chicken.
We don't have one of those in our town. We don't have an Arby's either. It makes me sad because I like Arby's.
They got rid of our Kentucky Fried Chicken and replaced it with this burger place.
Did you not have enough burger places?
And it's fast food. It has like a drive-through, but it's like also local. It's weird. And I got a burger and it was soggy.
Oh my Lord.
Nasty.
To be fair, it was on the same day they opened, so they were probably just getting used to it, but still.
Joe Collins is on a very long holiday, really? All right. Dog hijacked a police car and ate the officer's beef jerky.
I'm sorry, what?
Only in Texas.
Wait,
Was it a canine?
let me get this straight.
It's a pit bull.
A dog.
All I gotta
Dog.
say is only Jack Lynx can do that. Only Jack Lynx.
Man, no wonder pit bulls are banned in Australia.
STS wants a link switch.
Yeah. Can you, STS? I do not have your email on this computer, so send me a link on a request on the contact form. This is an open chat, so just need to go to switchedtolinux.com/contact. Shoot me the link there, and I will email you the link. Let's see. Chest hair, okay, but too much. But back hair, no. All right.
Oh.
Let's see.
Right now I'm retro gaming.
Tongue back in. Oh, nice.
Wait,
Okay, Sleepy Eyes Vince, you must add that shirt to your Christmas wish list. There you go. Yes. Yeah, in Texas, officer stopped to try to catch a stray dog was carjacked by the sneaky canine, which feasted on the officer's beef jerky.
Canines
the
can
officers
drive
responding
cars?
to a report of a loose pit bull spotted on the dog running near the road and attempted to coax the dog into the backseat of the patrol vehicle. Department said the dog instead jumped in the driver's seat and became aggressive with the officer tried to remove it. Post said the dog hijacked the car, spent the time enjoying the AC and the officer's beef jerky.
Man, this would make a good episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where a dog hijacks Jake Peralta's car, and then the precinct has to try and catch it.
This sounds brilliant.
Oh boy. All right. Iowa trying to collect a 15-year-old $35 seatbelt fine. A Minnesota woman, anyone from Minnesota? Watch out, them 15-year-old seatbelt fines are coming back for you Minnesotans. Up there in Tiny Soda, a woman said a debt collection agency is trying to collect a $35 ticket she received at the age of 15 for not wearing a seatbelt. For those that think that's odd, yes, Minnesota does have a driving age of that young. Amy Rush, who is in her 40s, said she was riding with an older man and maybe she was just a passenger. Really? Huh, interesting. Usually they would find the driver. I don't know. Whatever. I thought Minnesota had a 15-year driving age. But anyway, she was riding with an older man in Hamilton County, Iowa in 1990 after running away from home, and then the man was pulled over for speeding. Rush was issued a $35 ticket for not wearing her seatbelt. Said the officer should have been more concerned with the fact that she was a teenage runaway riding with a stranger. Ya think? Hashtag talk to your parents.
Did not
Yep.
realize that iTunes is dead.
Yeah. I was a runaway. The officer that pulled us over and not only did he see an ID or license from me, but never inquired about me at all. For all they knew, I was a deranged psychopath or something. She said she was surprised to receive a letter at her home outside of St. Paul a few days ago from a debt collection agency looking to get money from the ticket. So let me to explain kind of what's going on here, though. These debt collectors, they oftentimes buy up bad debt, and oftentimes, if it's something that you legitimately owe, like after 15 years, I'm not sure there's any legal statute that they have to. And then all that she would have to do is go back and say to him, "Hey, give me proof that I owe this money." They will have none because they bought some old bad debt. They won't have proof. And then according to the Federal Debt Collection Practices Act, they have to stop attempting to contact her, or she can actually sue them for about everything. So yeah, I mean, this is the industry of debt buying, where people are buying up old bad debts, and just go tell these guys if they contact you to jump off a lake. STS, I sent that link out to you. You should be make sure you check your spam as well. First response: if a beef jerky was hijacked, you've got to be jerking. That's right. Florida kid, looks like you're an Avenger now. In Texas, this is a kid. All right. No comment. I don't want my FBI agent to know I've been driving. T2 introduced me to the world of Linux headache only 2 weeks ago. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming along, man. Wait, that's a 20-year-old debt. Yes, pretty much.
That's almost a 30-year-old debt, actually.
Yeah, there would not be any statute under any law you wouldn't have to pay that, to my knowledge. Speaking of old things, though, a friend of mine was cleaning out her parents' house. Right, father unfortunately passed away, and mother moved out to a nursing home, and cleaning out the parents' house, and like, oh, there's some tea here. Here, you like this type of tea, so I had a cup the other day. It's like, kind of flavorless. Look at the bottom. Best if used by 1998. Yeah. That is 21-year-old tea if you're doing your math. So I was talking about adding having a 21-year-old birthday party for the box of tea. How's it going, Mark?
Pretty good. Just getting some work done while I'm on stream.
All
I
right.
flicked off the distros, and then I'm like, I could have stayed on because I can do this here at the desk.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. All right. Anyone up there in Massachusetts, particularly down there in Boston? Up there in Boston, apparently y'all feed your pacifiers to your bulldogs. So a veterinarian removes 19 pacifiers from a bulldog's stomach. Boston Animal Hospital and veterinarians use x-rays to discover the cause of a bulldog's nausea and vomiting. 19 pacifiers in
Come here.
his stomach.
Show yourself. Go ahead. No, yeah. Looky
Yeah.
here.
Oh, you got puppies?
Puppy
Oh, I
camp.
gotta get the puppies. I gotta get puppies.
That's
Look at puppy
coming,
camp.
puppy camp.
My cat's
There's
like, I don't wanna
Kitty.
look
You
at that
see
puppy.
Maggie? You see that kitty?
Yeah.
Is it here?
Hey, Benny boy, how you doing, buddy?
Oh.
Should I let her down? I'm sorry, you get.
Who jumped on?
I'll
I didn't-
shamelessly plug my
they're
dog
done.
for
That's not
dollars.
Yep.
Cat's the biggest part of the show.
If it's not moldy, it's still good. Yeah, I mean, well, the problem is though is it was flavorless. It wasn't like it was bad. It wasn't like ooh. It was just it's safe. It's just flavorless.
That reminds me, I haven't drank tea this morning yet, and I'm very tired.
Yeah, I got coffee. Actually, I haven't had coffee for 2 days. This is my first coffee in 2 days.
Hello.
Yeah.
All right.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I already had my coffee this morning. I had a Starbucks Frappuccino that was made with almond milk.
Ooh.
I'm not really a coffee person. I've tried it, but I just can't like it. It's just-
Yeah, I like my good old black coffee. It's nice. Although I think I'm gonna make
We have-
caramel syrup today, and that means tomorrow I have a little bit of milk left, so I might make me a caramel macchiato tomorrow.
No.
We
I've
have
tried
oat
caffeine
milk.
multiple times, and I just don't like the taste. I just don't like the
Yeah,
taste.
I guess some people don't.
Have you tried Earl Grey tea?
Earl Grey is awesome.
I've never heard
It's-
of that.
Actually, one of the herbs that you use to make that actually grows wild not far from here. The problem is it's not one that you can easily dry.
My only issue for Earl Grey is it's kind of bitter if you don't add any sugar or anything.
All right. All right. So this next one's for Californians. You Californians, I'm not sure if that's a storm coming, but watch out because you got a plague of ladybugs coming. All right. A swarm of ladybugs
What?
so large it showed up on the National Service Weather Radar System.
What?
Watch out, man. The plague of ladies is coming.
I'm sorry, that's just ridiculous.
Okay. I can imagine a horror movie where like a 4-year-old finds a ladybug and he's like, "Oh, it's so cute," and then he looks behind him.
You know, I just gotta say one thing. I know this is not your church channel, Tom, but I just gotta say one thing: was one of the 7 deadly sins being repeated all of a sudden?
What do you mean repeated? What do you mean seven days?
A plague of locusts.
The locust thing. That,
Yeah.
Oh, that was one of the plagues. That was one of the
Oh,
10
that's
plagues
right. Yeah,
in
one of the-
Egypt. Yes. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't remember that plague being ladybugs, but ladybugs are good. Now, actually, there was a funny story about ladybugs. So, I actually
It was
used
funny.
to, I actually used to have this huge carnivorous plant collection. I have them from all over the world, And so I
Carnivorous
saw the different
plant.
things. Well, one of the biggest carnivorous plant nurseries in the United States is in California. It's called California Carnivores. I actually got a chance to go up there one day. It was pretty cool. They had an aphid breakout one year, which is kind of funny. An aphid breakout in a carnivorous plant place. Well, they don't affect sundews. Sundews eat them, but other plants they can infect. So they're like, we don't want to spray. Let's try natural things. So they brought in I think it was 30,000 or something ladybugs. It took their nursery one day to eat all the ladybugs. Didn't solve the aphid problem. Whoops. But yes, so ladybugs are good natural predators. So the good news is with Californians, you will not have to worry at all about aphids or other things that ladybugs eat. They are carnivorous insects. So this is good. The bad news is when you have a ladybug swarm big enough to show up on national weather satellites, we have a problem.
That's a problem.
So just be aware, y'all. It's coming. It's coming. Actually, it's already passed. So I don't know. The ladybug swarm might be hitting down there, your area there, Ashton. So be careful, man. Here it comes. So yeah. Yeah, looks like a light rainstorm. Oh, no, it's just a swarm of ladybugs. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in the deep south. Worst thing I got to worry about is a hurricane.
There you go, yep.
Worst thing I got.
All right.
So far, I'm loving Dark Fable.
Got some more comments coming in.
I through a tornado once.
You did what?
I slipped through a tornado.
Oh, that's
As did
exciting.
the entire dorm hall.
I have to cut my coffee
As did
drinking
the entire
down. Drink
dorm
too
hall.
much since I stopped smoking. Hate tea. All right. Yeah, hey, drinking more coffee is definitely better than smoking, so that's good. Sweet tea.
When people hate
better than
tea-
What's that?
When people hate tea, I don't think that they hate tea. I just think that they haven't found the right tea for them.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things. Like I don't like green tea specifically, but like peach teas and things like that are really good. I like those.
I love green tea.
My favorite tea is matcha green tea.
Sleepy had to wean coffee down. Yeah.
My favorite tea is Earl Grey because it tastes good and it has a lot of caffeine.
Yeah, I do like 2 of these a day, usually, and actually I don't even really drink all of it each time. But greetings, Ben. How's it going?
Hey, it's going all right.
All right. What are you running today?
What's that setup behind you, Ben?
Debian.
Oh!
Very sweet. Very sweet.
Yeah, it's
It's just-
Debian testing actually.
It is a swarm of ladybugs called feminists. Well, sometimes they swarm like that. Tea should only be drunk black. Well, tea shouldn't be drunk at all. I mean, no, okay. All right, the ladybugs must be migrating because we had them all here a few months ago.
Oh gracious!
If 5G comes, there will be no more ladybug warnings, guys. Be aware.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tom. So I was telling this to Ricky yesterday, but
Mute this.
I was testing out the new Mac beta on my MacBook, and guess what they did? They dropped 32-bit apps, just like Ubuntu is planning to do.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yes, Apple is dropping 32-bit applications, just like
So
Canonical
is
planning to do.
Windows? Well, I mean, other than Linux versions that do still run 32, but is Windows going to be the last holdout for 32, or do they kill it too? Pizza, you should know. Did they kill 32?
No, they haven't done that to Windows yet.
They still have a 32-bit ISO,
Yeah.
but it takes...
Unfortunately, Mac and Linux are planning to drop 32-bit.
Yeah, but can you install a 32-bit application now, or you're just
They
talking
still
about?
Not on Mac. No,
They still
they
have a
totally dropped 32-bit
Well,
compatibility.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about Windows, which Pizza will know about. So what is that, Pizza?
Go ahead,
So,
go ahead, Pizza.
They still have a 32-bit ISO file, but it takes longer to get Windows updates on it,
Okay.
which for some might sound like a good thing.
All right.
And
All right.
but Microsoft is not planning on dropping 32-bit support for Windows applications because a lot of Windows applications, even modern ones, are still developed for 32-bit. While Mac applications, pretty much all of the Macs are 64-bit, so there isn't a reason to support 32-bit on Mac, and so it makes more sense for Apple.
All right.
Yeah, and since Mac is a tighter ecosystem. All right, guys. So are we ready? All of us YouTubers, we will be happy about this next one. That YouTube can do everything. A firefighter uses YouTube duck calls to rescue ducklings. Epic. So a flock of ducklings. Oh, this is in Littleton, Colorado. Any Coloradoans in the audience? Littleton, Colorado. A flock of ducklings is safe in a suburban Denver after firefighters use recording of duck calls to coax some of them from a storm drain.
Wow.
Is there any Washington State news stories?
I don't remember any. Montana's next. Anyone in Montana? Montana. A bear enters a Montana home, settles in for a nap in the closet. Like,
Was it a teddy bear?
Would you mind getting the clothes out of the closet? Oh, what's this bear doing in here? I can't bear it, man. It's unbearable.
boo-boo. How
This
much
is up in
that picnic basket?
Missoula, Montana.
So
This is-
I know someone who used to live in Florida, and they were forced to move out because a wolf spider nest was in their closet, and it
Oh
got
my.
too big, and like they had exterminators that couldn't exterminate it because there were too many of them. So they had to move out of the house because of wolf spiders.
Oh
Wow.
my lord.
Luckily, they were renting the house because have fun trying to sell that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exciting. We actually had my neighbor up the way here. We have a little thing up here, and there's behind his house. There's a cow pasture. Well, his neighbors kept feeding the cows over there, and the cow got out. The bull got out. So the bull got out and was roaming through, and goes in and tries to enter the neighbor's house. It was apparently such big news that it was on our local news. Actually, it was on the news in another city. In fact, I don't know.
How to
That's kind of
simplify
crazy.
your home screen.
There you go. That works.
Just put everything into one folder and then just have
Yep.
the settings app.
So if you're
Now-
in Missoula, Montana, though, watch out because the black bears are going to be getting into your house and settling in to hibernate in your closets. Just be aware of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's warmer
Yeah.
in there. I mean, why wouldn't you? You know?
hmm Now, I have a quick question. If Ubuntu is dropping 32-bit support, will Linux Mint still have 32-bit support?
That is
Is
an
it like
unknown.
Ubuntu or not?
Linux Mint uses its own repository, so it should be doable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what they're doing,
For
what they're dropping
application-wise,
that
I mean.
I'm aware of is the applications. The applications in Ubuntu will not have 32-bit versions, but yeah, it depends on how much Mint is pulling in, and I don't know if they're using all of their repos. They are using different repos than Ubuntu, so it's very possible it won't affect them at all. But I just don't know for sure.
Okay.
Another thing is the LTS versions, even though 1804 doesn't have any 32-bit ISOs for the desktop builds, you can actually get Ubuntu Mini, which is kind of like Ubuntu's Arch, basically, where you build it from the ground up. But Ubuntu Mini, the LTS builds still have 32-bit ISOs, so if you want to install Ubuntu on a 32-bit system, you can use the 32-bit Ubuntu Mini ISO.
Okay.
It's just and you have to build it from the ground up, kind of like Arch, so it's a bit harder
Yeah.
in its install.
But it's really not that hard.
Yeah, it's
No.
not that hard, but it still is a bit harder.
There are sheep.
Yeah,
It doesn't
You
have-
need rescuing sheep. Oh, follow my
Yeah.
voice. Drop Facebook.
Sorry.
Hey y'all, I'm gonna go and hang out with family a little bit.
All
Hey,
right.
we'll see you,
See
man.
you later,
Have
Ashton.
a fun crawfish fry. All right. Teacher's also a pastor, had a snake in his house
All right,
wrapped around the
adios.
cross on the wall. There's an omen right there, man. All right. Let's see. Good old English cup of tea. There you go. It's a spot of tea. All right. Anyone from Detroit, Michigan? Because up there, a naked man causes a brief disruption at Detroit Metro Airport. Authorities say a man took off more than his belt and shoes at a Detroit Metropolitan and Airport security checkpoint, and that got completely naked before trying to pass through a metal detector. Wayne County Airport authorities said in a statement that the man walked up to the checkpoint at suburban Detroit Airport early Friday and disrobed. Then he disconnected his stanchion or barrier and approached the metal detectors, but security didn't let him through.
That
I guess he was just trying to get in the express lane.
Yeah, well, he got an express lane to virality on Twitter. Man was taken to an area hospital for evaluation. Speaking of airports,
I mean,
if
you want to
this is in New York.
If you know you're going to be a problem and you want to get checked out quick, go ahead and
There you
strip
go.
down.
You know.
Save him some time, you know.
Yeah, I mean, hey, so go strip and streak past a police station. There's a quick way to the funny farm. All right, so in New York, any New Yorkans out there? A man arrested at JFK Airport after 34 live birds were found in hair curlers in his case.
Oh my lord!
Oh man.
Apparently, they'll catch up to 2,400 pounds each, used for lucrative bird singing competitions in Brooklyn and Queens. So, all right. So he was basically. I mean, how are you gonna get these guys fast? Oh, it's a bunch of curling irons that are chirping, chirping curling irons. So yeah, 34 live finches hidden in plastic curlers. Pulled over by customs. All right. 39-year-old was planning to sell the animals to be used in lucrative bird singing competitions in New York City. Did you get the stuff? I got the birdies, man. He's of Connecticut. Admitted he had intended to smuggle the birds inside his carry-on luggage. Well, they weren't dead yet. They weren't carry-on. To be sold for approximately $3,000 each. A total of $102,000. Man, $102,000. I don't know. Finches
That would be
have better
cool.
singing voices, singing, not signing voices, than their U.S. relatives and are used for bird singing in Brooklyn and in Queens. All right.
That seems a
Detroit is
little-
like an apocalyptic city.
That's
can
really-
call them states.
Hey, it's not as bad as East St. Louis.
Oh, yeah. That's the scariest city I've ever been in. East St. Louis, I went driving through there. There were like roaming gangs to the streets. There were legitimate tall trees growing from roofs of buildings. Even the Denny's had a 24/7 armed security guard. That was an interesting city. Don't drive through East St. Louis. Just an FYI. Oh, boy.
I've never been there. However, my stepdad was there, and he likes to make fun of how bad it was.
I concur. That is the craziest city I've ever been driven through. I would avoid that.
St. Louis is interesting because it's like half of it is in Illinois and half of it is in Missouri.
Yeah, well, it's two separate cities. It's kind of like Wendover, though. You have a Wendover in East Wendover and a West Wendover. One of them's in Utah, one of them's in Nevada, and it's quite hilarious because the city is right on the border between the two. And as soon as you cross, like, you know which half of the city is Utah, which half of the city is Nevada, because gambling is legal in Nevada. And it's like going from a rundown shack in Utah right over to the glamour and the glory of the casino portion. It's literally like it's the weirdest thing ever to drive through Wendover, because it's like you drive right through it and it's right on I-80. So you drive right through it and it's like rundown glamour. Huh? It's because of the gambling laws. Interesting. All right, so what would you guys do for candy? Particularly when you were 4. Let me know. What would you guys do for candy?
Everything.
Everything? All right.
Except I wouldn't jump in a white van that said free candy.
But there's a Pikachu in here.
Okay, now I will.
All right, Ricky, what'd you do for some candy?
Play Pokemon.
Pokemon? All right. Mark, what'd you do for some candy, man?
I'd go to a candy store. And
Mark's muted.
I won't do anything like crazy for candy. Well, maybe a little bit.
Well,
I'd probably
If my article loads, no, my awesome intro got messed up because my article's not loaded. Well, anyway, this 4-year-old boy secretly gets inside of his, I think it's great-grandparents' car and went for a drive. So this kid drove a mile down the street to go down and pick himself up some candy. 4-year-old son, Sebastian, stole his great-grandfather's keys and jumped into his SUV and drove more than a mile during rush hour to a petrol station in the hope of picking up something sweet. Instead, he was greeted by police. Kiddo, we're giving you a ticket for driving without a seatbelt. Yeah, we'll come after you to collect it in 30 years.
That 4-year-old's smart if he was able to drive a mile without crashing it.
I'm telling you what. And I mean, you can see here, he can't reach the pedals. Like, what is going on here? Yeah. Very exciting. Very exciting.
Maybe a pit bull was driving it for him.
Yeah, the pit bull was down there driving with him. Yeah. All right. Hello there, Pixnoob. Greetings, Loafer Wolf. How's it going there? Take it from strangers. Ooh, more sugar to you. Hate candy. Always have. All right, that's probably a good thing. And of course, I have to demonstrate. Oh man, Ashton's not here anymore. How bad Apple products are. Did you guys know that you can get rabies from Apple products? Did you? Really?
What?
So, a bat hidden inside of an iPad case bites the pensioner's finger, leaving him with rabies.
Oh my god!
So apparently, this little bat was hiding inside of his iPhone case, and he reached for the iPhone case, opens that bad boy up, and instead of being greeted with Candy Crush, he's greeted with bat bite instead, and now he's being treated for rabies. 86-year-old man. It's like 86 years old. Bite. Oh, just let me get rabies, man. All right. He'd been using the tablet for about an hour before the creature popped its head out and nibbled on him. He's literally using this thing for an hour before the bat comes out and bit him. Felt like a bee sting at first. And then I looked and the bat was coming out of here between the cover and the back of the pad. I got up still squeezing it, which I'm sure he wasn't happy about, and took him outside. I have an iPad case like that. I think my iPad's in the room. I'm gonna have to inspect my iPad case for bats from now on, aren't I?
So is it like an iPad case like this one?
Yeah, man. I mean, kinda. I mean, you can kind of see that picture there. It's sort of like that.
Now I'm scared.
Although mine's a little bit closer. I think that's much closer to what mine looks like. Yeah, just inspect that case for bats, man. Just be careful.
I actually have been not liking this because I made the mistake of installing the iOS 13 beta, and it's super buggy.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So normally I would do stuff like watch YouTube and Hulu on this, but it's gotten so bad that I'm using my phone, which has a smaller screen.
Yeah, I can't think about upgrading the iPad I have, but why bother? I don't really use it for much.
Well, it's. What's weird is it actually runs better. It has performance improvements. So it runs better, but then it's also like performance-wise it runs better, but it also is super buggy. So
how's it pull that off? How's it super buggy but have high performance?
Well, apps open faster than they did in iOS 12 and stuff like that. But then I have weird bugs. Like, for example, on iPads, hold on, my brightness is low. On iPads, you can you can do multitasking. So let's say I opened YouTube, then on the side I could pull up Discord.
Okay. What version of iPad's that?
There we go. What?
What version?
It's an iPad Air 2. It's an Air 2. So it's actually the last. It's the oldest iPad that supports iOS 12.
Okay. Yeah, I think mine's an Air 1, I think. I'll have to look.
Oh, my dad has an Air 1, and it's super slow on iOS, I think, 10.
That's why I'm not upgrading.
No, on iOS 12.
Yeah, mine's
super slow.
I think mine still runs 9, and I'm happy with that, honestly.
But, yeah, so you can do multitasking, and I used to do this a lot. But now I have an issue where the bottom of it gets cut off now for some reason. See, the bottom of Discord is cut off.
Yeah.
And it's on and it's on with every single app.
Yeah, can you roll
Oh,
back
wait.
to the last stable version?
Yeah, I can, except I need a Windows computer to do that,
Oh.
and I don't have that anymore. When I was running Windows, I put that's when I put iOS
Well,
13 on
I
here.
thought don't your
but
parents have Macs though? Couldn't you use their Mac?
They have a Mac running Mavericks
Oh. Okay.
from like 2012,
I thought my Mac was running
And-
old software.
and on Mac you have to
still
use
on.
X.
What am I on? I think I'm still on Yosemite.
And we've tried upgrading it. Every single time we upgrade, it ends up messing up the system, and then we have to downgrade back to Mavericks.
Mm-hmm.
We just get a black screen.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Dan Calzon. How's it going, Dan? High performance bugs. That's right. Crashes
On Macs,
faster than ever.
it's also a lot harder to switch actually I'd have to wipe my iPad to downgrade too.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some unsaved music on here that I can't back up because the app I use for making music is broken on iOS 13, which means I can't back it up.
Oh, that sucks.
See, I use an app
More
called
of the
Oxy.
story,
but
people. Don't run beta on production. or just wait. Just wait, Pizza. They'll fix it. I mean, they're pretty good at getting those types of things fixed. So, all right.
And it's also this app. It costs money. It's $5 a month. So I had to cancel the subscription until this gets fixed.
Yeah. All right. So what are you working on, Mark? Can't hear you, Mark. What are you working on, Ricky?
Oh, I'm just looking on The Verge for any article that I could find. What's this? Microsoft's new Windows terminal now able to be downloaded for Windows. Wait. Now they have a terminal?
I actually can't wait for the Windows terminal.
Yeah,
I'm really interested in trying it.
Is this to go with that Linux subsystem, I believe?
Yes. The Windows terminal hasn't been implemented yet. It's in the insider builds, and it's not coming to the official desktop until the next October update.
Oh, so it's not coming to October?
Yeah, unless you're an insider, unless you're basically running a beta version of Windows.
Yeah, if anybody's been holding on to Bitcoin, it's above 10,000 for the first time in a while.
I see. Let's see. Apple might put OLEDs in laptops and tablets to make up for slowing iPhone sales.
Well, I'm gonna check my Bitcoin balance right now because I own a tiny bit of Bitcoin.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Can't find the article now, but apparently Microsoft banned Slack from being used.
Yeah.
In there.
I found it. You want me to put it in the chat here for you?
Where's it on? Is that on Verge?
Yes. I can put it in the chat for you.
Yeah, go ahead and put it in the chat.
So right now I own 0.008031 Bitcoin.
There you go.
So let's see how much that is in US dollars.
You should put a Bitcoin address up on your channel.
I do. It's in my donation page.
Oh, you do? Awesome. Very cool.
There you go, Switch.
So I own
Copy.
0.0092 cents.
Nice.
Dollars. So that would be 0.0092 cents.
So you can't buy off those crypto hackers yet, huh?
Oh wait, no. That's euro. Never mind. That's euro. That's euro to US dollar. Whoops. Let me
Yeah,
do
go Bitcoin to US dollar. Yeah. Because that didn't sound right. All right. So here, Microsoft bans Slack and discourages AWS and Google Docs internally.
Sorry.
Good.
I own 87 cents in Bitcoin.
Nice.
Oh.
Almost makes up for that PayPal loss.
So
right,
what's this
so-
about that article?
All right, so I read through this article this morning, and it's not a huge deal. Basically, this is like employees. So Microsoft employees cannot use Slack. A lot of there's like a negative spin, and I'm not a big Microsoft fan. In fact, I hate Microsoft. But I'm looking at this article going, why did you report on this? This is no big deal. They're basically saying, hey, don't use our competitor software for our business practices unless there's a reason. Now, their issue with Slack is that there's actually some insecurities with it unless you have the most expensive version of it. They fix a lot of those. But then the issue with Google Docs and AWS, they say we generally don't want you using these for production, but you can use them if you're looking at how we can make our products and services better and things like that. I read through this article, and it's just like, so what? So a company is saying, hey, don't use our competitors' products for internal practices? Duh. I mean,
Yeah.
so? Microsoft is so evil. No. Not really. Canonical brought Microsoft into Linux. They're beer buddies. Yeah. It's,
It's hard to hate Microsoft when you live in Seattle. Like
Yeah.
not hard as in it's hard to hate them, but like hard as in you can't openly express that you hate them.
Yeah. You are forced. You have forced coercion. You are forced to kind of like them.
Yeah. That's why whenever somebody comes over, I open up a screenshot of Windows to make it look like I'm running Windows.
You
know what you should do, Pizza? Do Makulu Linux, and because you can theme it just like Windows 10. What's that?
I don't like Makulu.
Oh, you don't? What don't you like about it?
I'm on Zorin. I can theme it like Windows 7.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you have that. All you need to do is doesn't Zorin Ultimate have the ability to do like a Windows 10 type theming too? Because all you need to do is just grab the basic Windows wallpaper, stuff like that. So.
And I have to get a GDK theme for Windows 7 and then a wallpaper.
Hey, Tom, I found something that might interest you.
All right. Well, let's see it.
U.S. Air Force has a new weapon called 4 that can take out swarms of drones.
Nice.
Everything should be audio.
I'm going to implement that around here. Just if I see any of those Amazon drone packages, they're just...
I don't understand.
I'm going to establish a quasi no-fly zone around my property.
I don't understand the what was I gonna say? Oh, I don't understand the Tesla Arcade. Tesla's trying to push a subscription video game service that you can play inside of their cars. That just seems like
just
a real
yet
bad
another
idea.
thing to get people's attention off the road when they should be driving, because autopilot is not level 5 autonomous cars, people.
Exactly. That's why it's dumb.
Gnome can't do arrow, but that's a feature. Yes.
I just put that drone article for you in the chat there, if you want to look at it for yourself.
What do you guys think of the Nintendo Switch?
It's fine. It's just an ordinary game console. I mean, you could take it with you. You can use it as a normal.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a good.
I think it's the best console because it's a full console that can fit in your pocket, not in your pocket, but in like a backpack, and you could take it with you.
Let's see here. Nashville is banning electric scooters after a man was killed.
Yeah, did I talk about that? No, I didn't. I was talking about that with a friend yesterday, but I did not have it on my notes. So this was an interesting article because what ended up happening is and some people, there's some confluence going on. So it's like Nashville opened up a test pilot to test these, and 7 different scooter companies came in. And you remember the cases, 1 or 2 scooter companies caused enough issue, right? So 7 scooter companies moved in, and it just caused this giant crisis. And for a while, city council was going back and forth talking about ending the program and banning them because they just found there was way too many problems. Well, last week somebody died on one. Now, the guy who died was driving or riding whatever under the influence. He was at fault. He had a car while drunk on the scooter. And that's finally they said, you know what, we're just going to ban these things. So then a lot of people were coming down saying, well, should we ban cars now? Should we do this? And they kind of came down and said, no, the problem is that this isn't the only issue. There have been multiple complaints because these things are going back and forth. If you actually look at the comments in that article, you'll find a couple comments. One of them is from a guy in Austin, I think. Either Houston or Austin, somewhere in Texas. And he's talking about how dangerous it has become just to be a pedestrian because these scooters, and this pretty much happens everywhere where these occur, they get on the scooters, there's no real established laws for it, so they don't say they have to be in the bike lane, so they'll go on the sidewalks going way faster than the bike can, and then they'll swerve off if there's a group of people, they'll jump into a bike lane, they'll go into a car lane, they'll shoot back to sidewalks, they don't stop at stop signs, they don't obey the traffic laws, and it causes this giant crisis for vehicles, for pedestrians, for everybody. And that's pretty much where it's happened, everywhere where these scooters occurred. That's actually why it ranked a South Park episode, right? And so with that being said, eventually the city just said, no, we're going to end it. And then in some period of time, they're going to open it back up for a limited number of scooters by only one or two competing companies. So they're not going to have the Wild West of it. There was actually another person who commented in that article who actually works at the medical center there in Nashville and said ever since the scooters have been on the streets, the number of emergency room visits for scooter related accidents is just like it's a staggering amount of injuries. And so that's kind of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also, sorry, Pizza. I'll let you talk in a minute, but if you thought there wasn't enough more Facebook news, this thing just came out. Facebook says it's taking new steps to stop hate speech in Sri Lanka and Myanmar.
Yeah. Of course they are.
Yeah.
So I got two interesting articles.
Oh.
FedEx refused to deliver a Huawei phone into the U.S.
I saw that. I did not read that one, but I did see that. Ah, it's contraband! Ah!
Yeah. And I mean, I really don't get the Huawei thing. I sort of agree with Google that actually banning them could be a security risk because of the Play Protect thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, and if they're banned from the system, then they're going to have some cheap knockoff Android type system, but it's going to be completely riddled with security holes and bugs because that's what happens in knockoff Chinese software, unfortunately.
I also think that I think that this is bad for business in the U.S. because now people will know that the U.S. will just ban anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's becoming worse over here than it is in dictatorships in many ways.
Yeah.
But the good thing, though, one good thing that can come out of this maybe is we could use it to negotiate getting U.S. companies unbanned in China. So, like, we could have a deal where we remove the ban on Huawei, but China has to unban Google services from China or something like that. Or they have to stop attacking Apple.
In law, there's a thing called the reciprocity doctrine. It mostly dealt with where you'll see this is I forget which country it was, but it dealt with how mostly Christian countries were dealing with mostly Muslim countries because the Muslim groups wanted to come in and put in all these mosques, and a few of these countries came back and said, if you want to come into our country and do that, then you're going to allow us to go into your country and put in that many Christian churches. And they stayed out of those countries because they did not want that to happen. So it's basically the same, like the trade deal principle. Yes, we're going to do that, but you have to give us an equal type concession. That's the first case I heard of it in regards to the religious sector. But Yeah, in that respect, it's for sure. Sure, China, we'll allow you to come in, but you got to open yourself up a little bit, you know. That way we're not being bullied, but we're being bullied anyway.
My other issue too is I've been thinking about buying like a Xiaomi phone. Now I'm kind of afraid to because the US could ban Xiaomi. I mean, Xiaomi is less likely to be banned because they're not doing internet equipment or anything like that. But still.
Oh. Tell me I'm not seeing this correct. Yes, I am. Walmart, what are you doing?
Oh, what are they doing now?
Walmart is using AI-powered cameras to prevent theft at checkout lanes. I don't know if this is good or bad.
So yeah, the just behind that article is they're putting in cameras not just at the self checkouts but also at the cashier manned checkouts. And what they're doing is they're using a camera to watch everything that scans over, and they're double checking if everything scans over also beeps into the register system. So on the self-checkouts, they're being used. So basically, the idea here is that somebody could take an item. If you're just kind of watching manually, they could cover the barcode, make it look like it's scanning over, and then either set it in the cart. Now, of course, if you set it in the cart right away, in the cart area right away, it will not scan. But if you set it off to the side of the cart area, it won't sense that. And so it's possible to scan through, and maybe every few items you just leave off a scanned item. Basically a way to steal stuff from Walmart. So what they're doing is the camera's watching, and every time something goes over, it has to check to make sure it also scanned an item before it goes in. So I don't see this as necessarily a bad thing. It's just a theft preventing measure, just making sure that whether it's a cashier or whether it's a customer scanning something over isn't doing that. Now, how the AI fits in all this, maybe they're being able to track what something is and make sure that the price tag is right, because it would be possible to maybe swap a barcode with something, somebody who could get good at sleight of hand could have cover the barcode for a more expensive product and scan something for a cheaper product. Scan, boom, the AI could possibly start detecting something like that. So I saw that. I didn't think that was a huge big deal, but I don't know. It's but at the same time, I don't know. It's one of those ones that kind of makes you feel a little turry, but I'm not completely sure. I saw it. I didn't include it in the news this week because I was like, I don't know.
Ooh, here's a funny one. USB inventor admits that USBs are annoying.
Why does he find them annoying? Is it just the the directionality, or is it something else?
So, the biggest annoyance is reversibility. Turns out a very specific reason for the USB's lack of reversibility is that a USB that could plug in correctly both ways would have required double wires and double circuits, which would have then doubled the cost.
Double the trouble, double the cost.
So,
double mint gum.
Yes.
So, yeah. That's why they're annoying.
So then basically, like because now we have the USB Type-C, which is that exactly. So yeah, I'm guessing now that we've brought the costs down to the point that it doesn't matter now. Is that, I'm hearing that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the other thing, the problem with USB Type-C is USB has been the standard for a long time, which means now we have to replace all our stuff in order to.
That to me is a problem. So like my computer here, I have one USB Type-C port. I have several USB 3s, although a few of them I think are not working right. But I have two that are very reliably working USB Type 3. I have one USB 2 on here. So it's, actually I think the other ones on the top are USB 2s too. I use those for the keyboard and the mouse, but.
I mean, it's not USB-C's fault. It's kind of our fault for keeping all the old stuff. But, I mean, it's a new standard. It's not USB's fault. Eventually, no one's going to have USBs. And then USB-D or something's going to come out. And then all we're going to have is USB-Cs, and we're going to have the same problem.
Now,
so
this is actually part of an interesting longer term storage question, because like right now I keep all my data backups are all on USB, the standard USB port hard drives and flash drives and things like that. So I have all my data backups on a variety of those inside of your different in my bank vault, really. So the challenge is when the technology changes, if we don't have that backwards compatibility, we can actually lose a large amount of data. So as I was going through and scanning through and minimizing my life and getting rid of old college files, different old files of different types and stuff, right? But as I was scanning through all those things, I actually had some 3.5-inch floppies with college files on it. I don't have anything in this office that can run 3.5-inch floppies. I could buy some stuff for sure, but it's like all of the access, all of the information on those disks, all of the data on those disks is inaccessible at this point to me. And if USB Type-C takes over everything and we have no more access to the older forms of ports, then we actually lose the ability to access those. Now, of course, we're always going to have adapters, so it's not going to be quite as bad, but it's a question to have. We get the same question about file formats, file types. So like I ripped several CDs into WMA format because like, oh man, sounds just as good as an MP3, but it's smaller. Yeah, but you can't use it on anything but a Windows crap. So I had to go back through several of the discs and re-rip them as MP3s instead, but.
Switch, Metal Ward?
Yes.
When he was 13, he actually made his own format that had the same sound quality as MP3s, but it was way smaller. And the way it functioned was basically the same as an MP3, except the way he took down the file size was he would use the equalizer and basically take out the sounds that the human ear couldn't hear and stuff like that. So then, normal MP3 players could run it because it was just an MP3 without some frequencies that we couldn't hear.
That's neat.
Try Ogg Vorbis, and that should. How are you trying to acquire the audio? You were just trying to save what you wanted and get rid of what you didn't. I know to minimize.
Well, in that case, it was college files. So I had a lot of I had a disk with all my physics labs on it, right?
Yeah.
So Physics 1, Physics 2 labs. So I might actually have copies of those in my backup archive otherwise, but I'm pretty sure I only have some of those on those disks. So it might be worth me looking into getting something I can read a USB I'm sure I can find a USB 3.5-inch floppy reader out there somewhere. I'm pretty sure I could find one.
Yeah.
Okay, and what medium were those supplied by? Because a lot of times with college files, they could be proprietary.
Well, no, they're Excel
so you're going to need...
they're Excel files.
Okay. Yeah, there's a tool called PDF Element that you can just go online and use the web version and translate like that, I believe, from PDF
it's not a matter of translating files. It's a matter of getting the files off a 3.5-inch floppy disk. All the files are locked on a 3.5-inch floppy disk. I don't have any way to read a 3.5-inch floppy.
You have to have an older machine to do that.
Yeah. The only one I did have laying around is the computer that I end up selling or shipping out to Q1 Fiend. He took that computer. That one's the only one that I had that actually had that disk drive capability. But like I said, I could get. There are devices I can get that will fix that. In fact, let me look that up now.
Yeah, and I should have. One of my clients gave me an external USB floppy drive. If I can locate it today, I will send it to you.
Ooh, hey, they're actually $15 on Amazon. I'll just buy one.
Yeah, go ahead and grab one. Yeah.
So you guys want to help me with something? So in this bag, I got all of the stickers that I didn't use from Linux Fest Northwest. All of the ones.
Hey, I'm back.
All of the ones I didn't use, I put on this ThinkPad right here.
Nice.
So what I want to do is put a bunch of stickers on my iPad. So I want to know which ones would look good. So,
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I gotta get going. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, I
Okay.
just got
No
back.
problem.
All right.
Hey,
See
we'll
you
see where
guys
it goes.
later.
Yeah, I think we're probably
See you,
going to wrap
Ricky. Have
this
a
up
good
in a
day.
few minutes here, so I have some things to take care of on my end too. So
I got a flat pack advertisement.
nice.
Yeah, my dad just put the
Nice.
crawfish in the pot.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they're gonna be boiling in there for about 15 minutes. Then he's gonna turn the fire off. Then he's gonna let them soak for 15 more minutes, and they're probably gonna be done by then.
Ooh, I like this one. There is no cloud. It's just other people's computers.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
You got to do that one for sure.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
Okay.
much.
That's
That's
the truth right there.
absolutely a fact.
Yeah, whether
Yep.
that computer's
Got a
whether
gnome
that-
sticker.
whether that computer is a person's laptop or a server somewhere in the middle of
Has to be.
anywhere, it's someone else's computer.
Right.
I think this is Emacs.
That's what the normies don't understand. They can't understand the concept of a cloud because it seems so foreign to them. Is my
Yeah.
data up in a cloud? No,
It's
it's just a
somewhere.
fancy term for a remote machine. It wasn't even around. You know, we didn't use the term cloud. We used the term this or remote. You know,
Server.
What's interesting is I got a funny story from Linux Fest. I was gonna tell this story in my Linux Fest video, but it's kind of embarrassing. But now I'm gonna tell it in the live stream. Basically, I stopped at the Conzilla booth, and I knew that had something to do with disks, but I couldn't. I thought it was a disk partitioning tool, so I said, "Oh, I used your service for disk partitioning," but it wasn't a disk partitioning tool. And then the guys just looked at me all confused, and I was like, and then I
The
just
cat's
laughed.
in the box. The cat's in the box. Cat in box.
Where should I put the sticker? I usually use my iPad like this, so.
Hey, look, it's a Debian package. It's got a cat in it.
See,
Where-
pseudo
so
app
where
install
should I put
cat.
the- Where should I put the sticker? Whoops.
What headphones?
The cloud, the fog.
Where should I put
didn't
this?
bring any headphones.
Which one? The cloud sticker?
Uh huh. Should
Do
I
you want
cover
to
the
do
Apple
them?
logo?
Apple logo would be fun. Or put the gnome sticker on
Put
the
it-
Apple logo.
Put it over the.
Oh, I want to put this sticker on the Apple logo.
Oh,
Like a
okay,
new
yeah,
one.
do that.
Yeah, do that. That'd be funny.
Wait, will putting stickers on this iPad take down the resale value?
You should be able to get them off and clean
Who
it.
cares?
Like I said, cleaning it with rubbing alcohol will get all that stuff off.
Okay, this one's kind of hard to take off. So I put the cloud sticker in the corner. It's kind of tilted. Now, after I do this, I need to figure out what to do with my other 200 stickers from Linux Fest.
Put them all over your parents' cars, front and back. No, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. That's bad. Don't do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
All right, so
I
we're gonna
wish I could've gone to
do
a Linux Fest.
we're gonna do maybe like a 2.5 minute warning. So when my streamer hits 1:35, we're gonna jump off because I need to get some other stuff done today too. So
okay, so let's just
Okay.
conclude this.
yep. I guess final conclusions on my end. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing tomorrow or not. We got something that's an iToilet. What? Oh, he put a sticker on his toilet. It's now an iToilet. Nice.
No swish.
All right.
Where
All
should I
right.
put this?
Final words. Ashton. Final words.
Banana.
Banana. All right. Pizza. Final words.
Pizza.
Pizza. Pizza. All right. Mark. Final words. Yeah, Mark's microphone's not working these days.
I guess you could call it a microphone.
Yeah.
Please shut the door.
All right. He jumped away. No. All right. Let's see. Suggest changing name from Switch Linux to Switch to GNU. All right, my final words are kitty kitty. Right, kitty? All right. All right, so we're going to wrap this guy up.
My
So
final
thanks for
words
hanging out, guys. Mark, are you back with your microphone working now? No, we still can't hear you, Mark. All right. Anyway, we'll go ahead and wrap this guy up. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.
I'm just being weird right now.
Are we off? Are we off air now?
Not entirely yet. I'm just waiting for the thing to finish out. Waiting for a transition. It takes like 15 seconds to get caught up.